and we are so happy to have you here today to celebrate your outstanding achievement. Your work was judged this year by over 75 judges. We had hundreds, I think it was over maybe 500 entries that actually made it to be judged by professionals around the country. And then they were scored, and the top scorers became the nominees or the honorees. And from there, the highest scores are you. So you did a great job. It's really impressive. So it's my pleasure at this point to introduce the Dean Robert Breslin from Emerson College to welcome you.
Hi, it looks like you have a jam-packed agenda here, so I'll just take a minute. I want to welcome you to Emerson College and congratulate you, and not just congratulate you on being nominees, but congratulate the time and energy and passion that you've put into learning how to use images and sounds and words to tell stories and to communicate important messages. I'm quite impressed by what you've done so far. And it seems very appropriate to me that you would gather here today at Emerson. Because at Emerson, what you all are doing right now is what we do. It's what we're passionate about. It's what we teach. It's what we care about. And someone told me more than one of you are going to be here at Emerson next year. Well, a double welcome to you then. I've been here for 25 years, and over that time, I've taught a lot of students who have gone into the industry. A couple of them were on that tape that you just saw. And I know that that's where a lot of you are on your way to ending up. So enjoy the day. Again, congratulations. We're very pleased to have you here.
Thank you very much for doing that. Oh, a little louder this time. Okay, so our final speaker is a good friend of mine and also kind of a surprise speaker. He is here from LA. He is an editor. You might know some of his films. They include Bridesmaids. Have you seen that? Tammy. He goes back to Tommy Boy, Superbad, some of the classics, and Judging Amy. No, is that Judging Amy? Judging Amy and The Wonder Years. Lots of great films and lots of great work. Please welcome editor Michael Sales.
Great. Oh, it works. Good. Hey, how you doing? It was really an honor to come here today. I was so happy to be invited to speak. I love to try to do these kind of things because, just 33 years ago, I was an usher in Acton, Massachusetts at a place called the Twin Cinemas. So I'm sure this story will sound very familiar to a lot of the people out there tonight. And I was waiting to attend Emerson College as a freshman. And because of programs like this and people like Danielle and places like Emerson College, I was really able to do some really cool things in my life and to be able to push the boundaries of what I could do and be able to think big and dream big. You know, I never really would have. I don't come from a family of entertainers. I don't know people in Hollywood. I'm just a guy, just a person like all of you today. And having those kind of influences was just fantastic. And I went to Emerson College. I met a tremendous amount of creative people, something that seems impossible, but like I took a comedy class where Denis Leary was my teacher. So I took a class called Comedy 101 with Denis Leary. Now at the time, Denis was not a big star. He was literally he was in there smoking. He had the window open, because this is when he still smoked, and he was like, he comes in, he goes, yeah, I don't know nothing about comedy. If I did, I wouldn't be here. And you're, And he just made us write comedy, right? Like he just said, I'm going to grade you in bulk. So he said, just bring in pages of comedy and we'll read them every week and we'll all find out what funny is, And to some people they'd say, well, that isn't much of a class, but I can tell you something, try to write 2 pages of comedy every week. And it's a really difficult class, it's a very hard class, especially when you have to stand up and read that comedy in front of like 10 or 15 other people, right? One of the people in that class was a guy named David Cross. Do you know David Cross? He's in Arrested Development, or you might know him from the Chipmunks movies. He was the bad guy with the curly hair. I met David at Emerson College, and he was one of the people that we all sort of moved out to California together to try to have a career in show business. Daniel and I met at a radio station in a high school called WAVM. And it was a very similar type of program to the one you're involved in now. And to be a young person and get to create and make stuff was really fantastic. It really is helpful, not only just if you have a show business career, but in your life, because what it does is it gives you confidence. It allows you to talk with people. It makes you think outside the box and become a creative person, right? And I got to do stuff in high school that not many people really got to do. This was like in the late, 1980. And I actually mentored Daniel and Ruth and Amanda, had a radio show, and I was like the senior who got to watch them and teach them and mentor them. And even earlier than that, like 1978, I was doing a comedy show in junior high with some of the people in high school where we were writing original material, playing comedy tracks. And when I finally left Emerson and went to Los Angeles, all of those things added up to make me a person that could excel in a business like show business, which is incredibly demanding. And to give you an idea, I left Emerson. I didn't actually finish and graduate, which is not something I'm proud of, and it's not something I recommend. But what happened was I went out for a summer, and all of a sudden I got a job. And I was extremely well trained because of my background, so I started to quickly excel because I could make an edit. I could work a machine. And I got a job, actually it was in the art department, and it was a television show called, I think it was called It's Gary Shandling's Show. It was way before his earlier shows. Some people will remember it. And I actually made a lot of the props in this little apartment in Venice, California, where I was sleeping on a friend's sofa, who, by the way, was somebody who attended Emerson, and who, by the way, went on to be the prop master on the Roseanne Show for 9 years. And we were actually making props in his house and bringing them to put, and I would see it on TV. I was like, I made those arrowheads out of clay. And we put them on there. It turned out I wasn't really that good at the art department. It wasn't really my forte. But quickly I bounced around as like an assistant. They call it a production assistant, where basically you're making coffee, you're meeting people, you're delivering things, and you're learning. It's a great way to learn. You see all the departments. And I was able to get a post-production assistant job on a cable show called First and 10, which was about football on HBO. And I learned a lot there. And then I eventually got my first movie gig, which was called The Garbage Pail Kids. Yeah. So I like to remind people all the time when things are going bad, I'm like, do they know who I am? I was the assistant editor on The Garbage Pail Kids. And that job actually got me in the union. So even though it was a low budget thing, I was started non-union, and the union didn't like that, and they struck it, and they literally had to let me in. And when that happened, I was 22 years old. So I was really just very good timing, very good luck, just out of school, learned an editing machine called the Ediflex, which was the precursor to the Avid. And after the Garbage Pail Kids, I got on a TV show called Max Headroom, which some of the older people might remember, and the younger people won't. And it got canceled. So I literally was jobless. Like, I had a job, then I didn't have a job overnight. They called me on a Monday night. They were like, we're canceled. And I'm like, great, what do we got, 2 or 3 weeks? They said, no, you're done tomorrow. Come and get your stuff. When I went, this is at the MGM lot, which is now Sony. I went, and people were literally raiding like desks and chairs out of our offices, like taking the office supplies, the pens and pencils. And I actually rode my bike there, 22 years old, rode my bike home. and I got a phone call from the editor who cut the Garbage Pail Kids, and he said, hey, I got this pilot. You probably, now that you're in the union and you got this big Max Headroom job, you probably don't want to do this. It's a non-union little television show. And I was like, I'll do it. And he's like, what, did your show get canceled or something? And yes. So I rode my bike to Santa Monica, and in the backyard of Leon Carrera's house, I read the pilot to The Wonder Years. Like, just reading it, this script. And it was unbelievable. He said, this is the best script I've had in 40 years. Do you want to come do this with me? And I was lucky enough to go do that. And I got on that show, and of course that went to series. And so I worked on that for a couple of seasons, and then got recruited to switch to LA Law, where I started to learn an awful lot about storytelling from another guy from Massachusetts called David E. Kelly, who you've all heard of, and an unbelievable, fantastic storyteller. And that's where I really got mentored and really started to learn how to edit. And one of the guys who taught me is a guy named Alex Smite, and he went on to direct a whole bunch of CSIs, and he's also a producer over there. But he took the time to actually teach me how to edit. And edit, like any craft, is like something you learn by doing and by having somebody show you how to do it. It's a real mentorship kind of thing. And what's great about these programs and places like Emerson is you're not just reading about it, you're not just studying theory, you're actually doing it. When people ask me, how do I become an editor, I say, you edit. You have to edit. You got to find something to edit, if you go to a birthday party, videotape the birthday party, and then try to make like a 5-minute video of the birthday party. Because anything is hard if you try to make it good, right? It doesn't matter what you're editing, whether it's a movie, whether it's a TV show, whether it's a commercial, whether it's news footage, whether it's a birthday party. I've done birthday parties, wedding videos, birthing videos. I know. People's vacations. I've made vacation videos. Anything I could grab and get my hands on, and each one of those things was a learning experience. So already you're walking down the path, right? And the thing is, to excel in this business, what you need is, you need the desire to do it, right? You also need the knowledge. You have to be capable when you get an opportunity. So what I've always tried to do is gather the knowledge and be ready. And when the opportunity comes, bam, just knock them out with it, right? Like, for example, the past 6 or 7 years, I've been on a really great run where I've been editing a lot of feature films, which, like I say, most of you are probably too young to watch, and I know you probably don't watch them on cable at home, but if you did, it was, started with Superbad, and then I was additional editor on that. And then we did Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Get Him in the Greek, I Love You Man, Bridesmaids, Hangover 2, We're the Millers, worked on a movie called Get Hard last year. And now I'm working on a movie called Central Intelligence with Kevin Hart and The Rock, which are shooting right here in Boston. And so in order to make that happen, it took me 25 years of preparing to be able to cut that footage, right? Because it doesn't matter who you know, it doesn't matter who gives you a job. If you can't execute the job, you will fail in show business, right? So you have to be prepared. And the way you get prepared is by learning. And the way you learn this type of craft is by doing it. You can't learn to be a singer without singing, right? You can't learn to be an actor without acting. You can't be an editor without editing. You can't be a director without directing. You can't even be a producer without producing, right? Same thing with the camera and all the technical aspects of making a film. So the fact that you guys live in a world where digital technology has revolutionized our ability to create, right? Like, back in the 80s when we would have an idea and think of stuff, video cameras were very expensive, film processing was very expensive, editing technology didn't really exist at a consumer level, and all of those things I just mentioned you can do right now on your phone, right? So you can make stuff all the time. Not to mention you have basically free distribution with YouTube and every other Vine, and you can do live stuff with Periscope, right? So each one of you can be your own movie studio going forward. You can make whatever you want. The main reason why I want to come down here, and the reason why I do things like that, is I want to actually show up in person and tell you, you can do it. That's the number one thing you need to know. You can actually do it. It's there, and you can do it if you want it. So now you just have to do it.
Okay, you ready to get some awards? I think we'll move on to that part of our program, the moment you've been waiting for. So a little bit about me quickly. I am the TV film teacher at Millis High School, but I'm also I'm on the Board of Governors for the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences in Boston, New England. I'm a national trustee, and I'm also the National Education Chair for the Academy. We're hoping to maybe launch these awards into a national platform in the next year or two, so keep your eyes open. What we want to do is funnel these winners into one big national competition. Wouldn't it be nice to compete nationally for a bigger statue from the Academy? So hopefully we'll have some news on that in the next few months, so keep tuning into our website. Our website is newenglandemmy.org. And we offer more than just student awards. We do offer scholarships, and the national chapters, and the National Academy also offers scholarships. And I know we had a winner from New England this year, so that was pretty exciting. So they give away thousands of dollars. I think it's $10,000 from national and $5,000 from New England, Boston, New England. So the application process is usually right off the bat in the fall. Pay close attention to it. It's definitely worth applying. Okay, ready? Our next award is High School Public Service Announcement. This one is for Child Abuse Awareness Prevention PSA, and this goes to Beverly High School.
Oh, sure.
Yes. For high school writing, we have Memorandum by Beverly High School. So I want to thank you for coming today. It was a really nice afternoon, and thank you to Emerson College for doing our tour. Thank you to John Satrielli, Satch in the back. He is one of the Television Academy's board members. And to the Emerson students who helped us out, Tyler, Austin, and Angelina, thank you very much. To the president of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, Boston, New England chapter, Ro Julie Webster, who came as well, and to Mike Sale, our fabulous speaker, and to Professor Kolodsky and Dean Roberts Breslin for speaking as well today. We really appreciate your coming. Emerson has made us feel so welcome today. Thank you also to my students who helped, and to our, and most importantly, thank you to you for entering. And a big round of applause for your teachers, because it's really wonderful that they support you. It's a lot of work on their behalf. Each year the work gets better, the competition gets tougher. Just ask my students. We didn't win for the first time in a long time. We'll be back next year. The work gets better. And we really look forward to seeing you next year, hopefully, as winners again. We also have college awards, so you can enter the college competition as well. We have the same type of awards, only if you win in the college level, you go to the New England Emmys. You get brought on stage in front of all the professionals. And I'm there, and I like to introduce people and help them meet people that inspire them, so I'd be happy to help you meet people that you might like to connect with. And trust me, the professionals in this industry, especially here in Boston, New England, they want to help our young people. In fact, Bill Fine from WCVB was recently telling me, asking me, how can we inspire more people to come work here in Boston in local news? So they are very interested in you and your work. So please continue to enter our competitions and our scholarship contests, and we'll see you next year. Thank you. Have a great summer.
And I'm here with Danielle Mannion. Danielle is with the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, and you just finished hosting a very nice presentation. And Danielle, you have several roles with the National Academy here. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you do.
I do. I've been lucky for the past 10 years to be on the Board of Governors for Boston, New England chapter of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. And a couple of years ago, I was elected to be a trustee, a national trustee. And from there, I became the National Education Chair for the Academy. Keeps
you busy. And in addition to that, you are the media teacher and you teach media at Millis High School, don't you?
I do, for 20 years now.
Now tell me, what kind of changes have you seen in the kind of product and the kind of effort that students put out, not just in the last 20 years, but certainly even in the last few years? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I would definitely say that technology has brought the kids further along and quicker. We have fifth graders who are now editing in Final Cut Pro, but what's really key is the storytelling, and I think teachers are really continuing to up the ante with that, and competitions like the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences competition, it just improves the rigor in the classroom. So we've seen the growth, even over the last 10 years, the last 5 years. Student work is just phenomenal. It is professional. They're working on the level of many professionals in the industry.
And not just from a technical standpoint, Danielle, but the subject matter, the nuance that they get into and the subtlety of subject matter. Comment on that a little bit.
Yeah, really intense. I mean, you can see that in every category, from music video, where they're writing their own music videos that are very powerful, to nonfiction, to their news stories. These kids are not going out and doing a little story about something small going on in their school. They're covering controversial stories, and they're doing it well and checking their facts. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, Danielle, thank you very much for chatting with us, and we'll probably see you here again next year.
Yes.
And hopefully Beverly High School from our own standpoint.
I'm sure Beverly High School is going to be there. I think they're our big competitors now.
Well, now that we've discovered this, the kids are really focused, and I think the product that they're producing through our media teacher, Joe Lloyd, is a good product. Wouldn't you agree?
She's outstanding. And competitions like this, definitely as a teacher, I can say, showing the competition, showing the work from Beverly High School to my students is hopefully going to push them a little bit harder.
And it works both ways, too. Well, Danielle, thank you very much. It's good to see you again. Thank you. Danielle Mannion. And I'm here with Ellie Clancy and Emily Aude, and these are two Beverly High School students who have won awards this year, 2015, at the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, Boston, New England chapter. Congratulations, girls.
Thank you.
And I'll talk to Ellie first, if you don't mind, Emily. And your award was for?
The PSA for child abuse awareness.
Right, and I must say, for those viewers on BevCam who have not seen that, there's a very, very powerful PSA about child abuse, and you did such a great job. What gave you the idea for that?
I just thought about how people need to see what's going on, and I tried to think of the best way to portray it, and I thought through a 1-minute PSA, and Miss Lloyd assigned it, and so I did it. And I got my message out, and I thought it was a good job.
Mm-hmm. Well, congratulations. And you're just a junior now, so you have another full year at Beverly High School to exploit your talent in movie making, video making.
Yes.
Congratulations, Ellie.
Thank you.
All right. And on my other side, I have Emily Aude, and Emily won an award last year, didn't you, Emily?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And what did you win for last year?
Last year I won for the music video category.
Right.
Yeah, and
this year
I won the writing category.
Writing.
Yeah.
You have quite a repertoire, a lot of talent in one person, Emily, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
And I do understand that you want to go on and have a career in movie making or in media. Tell us a little bit about what your aspirations are.
I'm really interested in film production and like making just movies for pretty much anything to get a message out there. And yeah, that's what I want to do with my life. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
And you also are a junior at Beverly High School, so you have another year to hone your talents at the high school level. Well, ladies, congratulations, and good luck next year. Hopefully we'll be standing here next year with some more awards. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm here with Joanna Lloyd, who is the media teacher at Beverly High School. Joe, what do you think? This is your second time picking up awards at the National Academy of Arts and Sciences.
I'm pretty excited about it. I'm very encouraged by all of the great work of the students here at Beverly High School, and I'm looking forward to more great work by these students.
Now, you've been teaching the media in the media department. Well, you have been the media department at Beverly High School for about, the last 5 years?
Yes.
So tell us, what were your expectations when you took over that role about 5 years ago? Were you expecting that your students would do as well as they have done, winning awards both in local competition, in regional, and in national competitions?
Well, actually, I didn't really know what to expect. We started off with one course back when we were in the old high school, and we were in the back part of the high school in a mechanics garage, I believe, and now we have the beautiful high school that we're currently in, which I really appreciate a lot. You guys are right, BevCam's right across the hall from us, and between our collaboration and the good work of the kids, we've taken the media program from this one course to now, I believe, this upcoming year we'll have 6 courses in media.
Right. And you've developed a couple of newer courses. Tell us about those.
One of the newer courses is called Media Shorts, and it's a project-based learning course where students come into the class, and in the first quarter they pitch an idea for a project, and it can be a project that's either done in the studio or it could be a project that's done outside of the studio, and then the idea is to take that project, to pitch it, to actually execute the project, and then to reflect back on the learning in that project, find out what went right, what went wrong, and then develop another project for the second quarter where they build upon the learning of the first project.
Right. And I know in speaking to the school superintendent, Steve Hershey, and to our principal, Sean Gallagher, they are very, very much fans of the media department in Beverly High School. And tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm so lucky to have so much good support between the superintendent, Dr. Hershey, and our principal, Sean Gallagher. They've been very, very supportive of the media program along with BevCam, and I don't know how we would have such a great program without all of them.
Well, you certainly put in a lot of hard work, Joe. And so from Emerson College in downtown Boston at the Student Awards of Excellence presented by the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, this is Walt Kosmowski for BevCam with Joe Lloyd, and thank you for joining us.